What's going on, guilty guys and gals? Welcome back to Dra. Oh, okay. I was like, wait, did I not turn my head? Nope, they're on. Okay. Let me just go over everything. Because apparently this is the hardest trial in the game. That's pretty funny, but anyway. Kazuna died. 9:30 p.m. Power room. Yep. Second floor. Large wound in the stomach. Stabbed in the knife. Stabbed in the neck with a knife. Stabbed in the knife. Burn marks on the floor. Okay, the stomach wound, we already talked about that. It matches the Monokuma file. Abnormally large amount of bleeding. Broken flashlights. Dying message. With all the X's. Broken glass window. Why? Burned fuse line. Why? Bloody cloth. For covering somebody so they don't get bloody, right? Lighter. To burn the cloth. And this secret message that is literally just whatever my thing is. Blood marks on the entrance side. Right. There's blood marks near the entrance. The wire trap. Atano's debilitating injury, another flashlight, Akane's testimony that she was just, in the kitchen chilling, and she spilled oil on her clothes, so she had to wash them. Oh, jeez. Tsurugi, Ayame shouted that the thing was on fire. He grabbed a fire extinguisher and helped extinguish it from outside. There was sound of the glass breaking. When he entered, Kazuna was dead. The ordered people to discover the body was Tsurugi, Ayame, Rei, Kinji. That's it. Akane and Mikako came after. We're first to the scene after the announcement, probably. Window fragments from the glass. There's some sort of problem with them. They're too neatly broken. What I think happens is that whatever set up the fire in the switch room was some sort of device that they mounted on the window that managed to break it from the inside. But that wouldn't make sense because the window broke after the fire was already started. So did the fire activate the device then? Strange. Revamped version. Cool. Just in the top left. She went to the antique shop to keep things in check. Right. And the lighter fuse and flashlight all disappeared from there. Mikako went to the kitchen and saw that one of the knives was missing. The killer was near the kitchen last night. Alright. Begin. What was that? It was like somebody's watch going off.
Shut up your watch! First of all, let's start with a brief explanation of the class trial.
Blah, 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 blah. We know all this. This translation is brought to you by Zephy Riem. So you better damn well appreciate it or I'll punish you both. Ah, no! Enjoy the work in progress content.
Finally, so the second class trial has begun. There's no such thing as being used to this atrocious game. Right now, I'm actually more anxious than last time. But if I give up here, we can't. We can't give up here. Like we did last time, we have to think through this carefully with everyone.
Now then, first...
Wait a minute. There's something I want to ask first. This is my trial now.
Huh? Oh my! What's the holdup? What are you going to ask?
Last time, it was my first time, so I didn't think to question it. But, now that I think about it, I believe I'll have to ask. The body discovery announcement. What exactly are the conditions for the broadcast to show up? Ray, why are you suddenly asking this kind of stuff? If you find a dead body, then it shows the body discovery announcement, right? You shut up.
I see. After all, it is Ray, the one who paid attention. After all, it was Ray, the one who ended up paying attention to that, huh? Even so, it's basically like Haruhiko says. When you find a body, I broadcast it. Only when 3 people find the body. If at least 3 people find it, then the announcement shows up for everyone.
Was it always like that? If that rule was that rule made up on the spot, or does it apply to the last case as well?
Of course, it applied from the very beginning. In Maki's case, Akane found it first, then Yuki, and finally Ayame. Since the order was complete, it satisfies the condition of 3 people, so the announcement came out because the rule was successfully reached.
Right, it's true. The announcement rang the moment Ayame discovered it last. This thing. To say an important detail at a time like this.
What? Did I not tell you? It's too late.
I guess that's sort of like...
Yeah, it's a little late. Oh, crap! Well, you know, when people live, they forget. It's like that, right? Oh, I'm not human, but a bear, so it's okay.
Okay. When more than 3 people find the body, then that found criteria doesn't dwell on the time, does it? For example, if a week passes after the initial discovery, then a second person appears. And even if the third discoverer also appears another week later, the broadcast would still ring.
Yep. Time doesn't matter at all. When the first 3 people who've seen a corpse in any way find it, the announcement will sound the moment they do.
Ray, I know it's fine to check the rules, but is the condition of the body discovery announcement important enough to ask right now? Wouldn't our main purpose be to find the culprit? Keep quiet, I'm not done yet. Now then, Monokuma, this is the most important question. That would be, a witness to the crime. Does it include the culprit?
Huh?
I've asked you a question, and you won't answer?
You ask, do the witnesses include the culprit? Well, that's a bit, pretty super great, whole delicate matter. I see. Even with your sharp senses, you've become a problem. Okay, I'll tell you this in this particular scenario. Depending on the characteristics of the case, whether or not the culprit is included in the discovery will be decided at the end of the trial.
What? Then it's different this time.
Then no one knows. It's up to our own judgment. That would also include induce everyone to be against each other.
I already told you about this. When it comes to trials, I'm fairer than a Buddha, God and Jesus combined. You said Jesus twice in different meanings.
Okay. That's up for debate. Let's recap. In the last case, you said that the announcement rang because Akane Taira, Yuki Maeda, and Ayame Hitano discovered the body. Then, in the last case, Mitsuhiro Higa, the culprit, must have been excluded from the equation of 3 people discovering the body.
I excluded Higa. In fact, it didn't matter much if I included him, since the first 3 people to discover it were together at the time.
See, that's the thing, right? Why isn't the rule just the first people to find the body after they die? Or like after the murderer leaves the scene the first time or something like that. Then you could just get rid of all this weird semantic stuff, right? Then what about this case? The culprit who killed Kizuna Tomori. Did you include that person as a discoverer?
Yeah, that's right. Specifications aside.
Why the sudden dialect? Did you inhale, Tori? Oh no, it's a disease.
What? My dialect isn't that awkward. I mean, I have mainland pronunciation.
Great.
You don't seem to be enough from the mainland to mix different parts of the country.
No comment. No comment on that. Well, if you ask for my opinion on a particular case, I would be the one in trial instead. If a judge enters the discussion, it's unfair, right? That would be a violation.
So you're evading the answer. Fine. Just by looking at your reaction makes me think I touched a sensitive subject.
Nope. I don't know what you're talking about. What the hell is Ray talking about? Somebody let me know. Well, that does it for the mischief to this point. Let's get on with this trial. Did you know that midnight is already past? Originally, I was going to start right away, but Miss Ray sounded weird, and now it's late. Anyways, let's go. First, start with the arrangement of the case. Please begin your discussion.
Why did Ray ask such a question? I have no clue what she's thinking. I'm curious, but for now I have to focus on the trial without thinking about anything else. Time to arrange the scene. Let's gather information with everyone. I hate to follow Monokuma's words, but we need to begin with the case. That is, the topic at hand, because the people on the dormitory side at the time of the situation wouldn't know all the details of this incident.
Oh, right. What happened, man? After listening to the body discovery announcement, I was in a hurry to find you guys. And then Kazuna, she was dead in the power room, all over, with burn marks all over in the room.
Okay. For those who know, help me reorganize the scene with the rest, and those who don't know the order of the events. From now on, take some time to confirm your positions with everyone.
Tsurugi, don't you have something to tell us before that?
Huh? What?
You said you wouldn't make anyone a victim if we followed you. For that purpose, we agreed, and you got rid of a group of 3 people. And still, everything ended up like this. So, are you proud of it? Good job.
Okay. I knew I would have to make amends to risk my own life. And I apologize for that. I couldn't keep my promises, but if you can't surpass that, then everyone's about to die. It's a pity of what happened with Kazuna, but I also have a duty to keep you all from being executed in the class trial right now. If you don't like it, then we lose. I don't know. I'm an incompetent cop who can't make promises anyway.
That's enough. Everyone's on edge. Think about other things later. Just focus on the trial for now.
Yes, Akane, I know your heart is in the right place, but let's finish this first.
Yeah, and Tsurugi, I didn't mean to... sorry.
It's fine. Now, let's begin sorting out the case step by step.
Well, I won't say it anymore, but I won't help you understand.
We don't need to, because there's Tsurugi with us.
Me?
Oh, no. Ray, you can stay.
Don't make me do everything. We have to do it together. I said myself, even for a dead guy, you have to understand the truth of the case for yourself.
Oh, all right.
Then let's begin.
I didn't manage to get to the power room for the beginning of the whole incident to see it directly. Let's discuss what was heard and seen.
The first part. Around 9 p.m., Ayame discovered a fire in the power room, wasn't it? Yes. I was walking down the corridor on the second floor before nighttime. When I entered the power room, there was black smoke coming out, and it smelled like something was burning.
You mean that's what happened? I was at the antique shop, so I had no clue. I heard Ayame's cry and rushed to the second floor. Kinji and Ray were together as we bumped into each other in the hallway.
We went first to the power room, the epicenter of the fire. It was hot and smoky. The fire was about to spread from the control room to the outside.
Yeah, that's what Tsurugi told me, so I already know this part. And what Kinji did soon after was,
I thought Tsurugi got the fire extinguisher, but where the hell would they get water from? Maybe the bathroom? And there's no way there's sand, so...
So you brought a fire extinguisher from the hallway on the second floor to extinguish the fire, right?
Yes, that's correct. By the way, how does Yuki know that? The ones with me were Tsurugi, Kinji, Ray, and myself.
I asked Tsurugi about it while we were investigating. Right, I told him. Yuki knows the unfolding process of this case.
Is that so? Then I suppose we can continue. The four of us were putting out the fire. I heard something breaking inside the control room. At that moment, Tsurugi looked at Kinji and asked to see if someone was going out of the power room door, and the other three, including myself, went to the control room inside. In there...
Kizuna was dead.
Yeah. At that point, the body discovery announcement played. Akane and Mikako arrived to the power room soon after.
Okay, from here on our dorm team is joined, so let me speak. When we arrived, the fire had already been extinguished.
After that, like the last time, Monokuma handed out the file and put us on time to investigate.
Right. From here on out, these are things that I've seen with my own eyes. Right after I examined the control room and was returning, that happened.
I guess it would be this? Okay. Am I missing some of the sounds? I can't hear the freaking sound effects. Okay.
Shortly thereafter, Ayami had an accident in which her leg was injured by a wire trap.
That was what happened?
Cocker said it before in front of the elevator. Didn't you hear him, dummy?
Hey, Yami, are you really okay? It still seems you still look a little out of it.
Oh, no problem. It hurts a little right now, but it's not major, so we can treat it properly after the trial. Isn't that right, Inoue? Or Kanata?
Yes. Well, you don't have to worry about it until after the trial, anyway.
Ha. You, that leg wound. This injury is more serious than we expected, isn't it?
What are you talking about? She just said it was okay.
Even pretense is useless. Do you think I can't read you people's idiotic minds? You, the incompetent one and the doctor, the atmosphere of you three makes things clear something else is going on. Shall we guess? Let's see. How about the leg injury's so serious you won't be able to use it ever again?
What?
What are you talking about? Ayami said she was okay. That... she's lying, right? Ray's just talking nonsense, right? Hey, sorry. We thought it might worry you more, so we decided to keep this a secret, but I lied. I'm sorry.
Kanata, no. What lie? What do you mean?
In reality, Ayami's injury, the moving muscle tissue, the most important posterior tendon was amputated. Without luck, it's a serious injury that she will probably never recover from. What?
Why was she lying to say it's okay for that serious of an injury? This is the most important trial of all of our lives. Every detail matters.
Sorry. Because of that, Ayami and I thought it was best to avoid getting you guys worked up, but... I'm so sorry that Ayami tried to pretend to be okay, so... Sorry. Ayami, it's a lie, right?
I gotta take a drink of water.
Tell us something, man!
Sorry, I was lying.
What? Then it's really... Because the nurse's office is currently locked. There are no facilities for treatment to treat her wound. It's literally hemostasis. It's really hard to even stand still.
Isn't that a little bit too much? Shouldn't you get treated quickly, get healed, and then do the trial after?
Hey, what are you talking about? What's more important than this trial?
But Ayami, she can never run again.
No. Sorry, but I have to agree with Ray. Whether your leg is crippled, cut off, or even unable to walk on, if you don't win the trial, you're going to die. It's more serious than what you mentioned before.
I lied, and so I was okay with this. As a result, I've caused a greater confusion. Sorry, everyone.
Ayami doesn't have to be sorry. Can't she be let go? She needs treatment. No, it's absolutely forbidden to leave the court during the trial. If you're worried about Miss Satano's leg, you'll have to finish the trial first.
You say that, but I'm also in agreement. I don't really care. I just want you all to focus on finding the culprit. If you focus on me, I'll die standing here.
But, Ayami...
She says that, so let us comply with her will. And don't you think it would be wise to finish the trial earlier than later, so she can get treatment?
Kinji's right. Ayame, it might be painful, but I know you can hold on. Let's focus on the trial for everyone.
Okay.
Thank you for your consideration, Akane.
Then, let's get back to our main topic. Yeah. Where were we? We were talking about Ayame's leg injury by the wire.
Yeah. Shortly thereafter, Kanata took Ayami to provide first aid. We went out of the power room and continued the investigation.
Uh-huh. And that's the end of it, right?
Quiz, but I think it's a useless question. Sorry in advance. The nurse's room was locked, but then how did you tend to Ayame's injury and where? Right. I needed something tough and thick to use as a bandage, but there were some things like rags in the warehouse. However, since it's hardly a substitute and only first aid, there's a possibility of additional sepsis and bacterial infection. She'll need antibiotics just in case.
But in order to do that, we have to find out the killer and end the trial, right?
Yeah, but because somebody died, well, is there really another culprit among us? Among us! A killer who stabbed Kizuna?
What are you doubting it for? That's for sure.
But if you point out the killer gets executed. It seems like you're just sacrificing one person to save Hatano.
So, you'd rather save the killer? To save a killer instead of the 11 of us having to be getting to survive.
I agree. Let me say this right now. A person who knows a person...
What? A guy who knows a person is cheap even if they die. I think the sentiment is like, there's no use worrying about a person who views life as cheaply as a murderer, but like, I guess I'm just gonna say that.
There's no use worrying over someone who views life as cheaply as a murderer. How long will you waste time on such useless topics? I didn't mean that. I'm sorry. How come Ray and Tsurugi are teaming up? They seem to be getting along better and better.
I understand Toriu's feelings, but is it really okay? I feel the same because it feels like, in the end, whether or not we point out the killer in this trial, someone's going to die. I wish there could be no victims, but that bear Monokuma thing won't let us go. Damn it. What purpose is he trying to achieve?
We're getting very sidetracked.
So, if that's like the timeline of the case cleared up, who's the killer?
We have to figure that out now.
Honestly, this case has a lot of twists. Spoiler alert. If you think of it as an ordinary murder case, it's not going to work at all. First, we have to solve the mystery of each event one by one. The priority should be the victim's body.
The body?
Kizuna's corpse is an important clue to be able to tell the whole story of this incident. There isn't just one or two secrets related to her body.
Personally, I didn't notice anything special.
The corpse. Based on my investigation, let's present the evidence I gathered.
Okay. Live and learn. Don't learn and get to it. Alright. Yeah, that's much faster. I don't know what's up with that first version of the game I had. Stomach wound, Kurokawa's testimony. Stomach wound, probably, right? Because that's the one that talks about the bleeding. Kurokawa's testimony is the freaking... Oh, I have to, it's shift. Okay.
What clues does Kazuna's body have?
I don't remember well. The knife in her neck?
Also, the whole body was covered in blood.
It was terrible. Satsuki was left vomiting for a while.
Thank you for the information.
She was dead! Is this relevant? Other than that, can't you think of something more essential?
It was written in the Monokuma file about what Komori died of. Give me a clue that supports that evidence.
Maybe it is the knife testimony. No, because... Okay, hold on. The stomach wound... The knife was in her neck. That's true. So I'm not going against that. The whole body had blood all over. Also true. Satsuki was vomiting. Assumedly true. She was dead. Is this relevant? Nope. I mean, she was dead, so... Can I check my, like, thing at all? I don't know if I can. I don't think I can. So... Oh. Is it that? No, because, yeah, there... Is it the blood loss? It's got... Okay, there's only one thing I haven't shot at, right? So, it has to be that. Whole body had blood all over. But that's true. Does Kinji say something? Kinji says something, right? She was dead. Is this relevant? Is this like an agree bullet? That there was a knife missing from the kitchen? I really don't know. I don't know, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna give her a good old college try. Shoot it! Shoot it! Okay, I did it. That's it, okay. So that's like an agree more than anything. That's weird.
Akane, wait a second. The weapon that stabbed Tomori Kizuna wasn't just any knife.
Really? Okay. So that should have some sort of, like, she got stabbed by a butcher knife. I don't know. Something like that, so we can go with the kitchen knife.
It was a kitchen knife.
Huh? Kitchen knife?
Right. It's even clearly stated in the Monokuma file. The definitive cause of death was a cut through the esophagus caused by a knife.
Right. Sorry, I couldn't remember well. But the kitchen knives are only from the kitchen then, right? Is there any evidence that the culprit brought it from there?
There is. Because Mikako saw that a knife disappeared from the kitchen right after the incident. Right, Mikako? Yes.
That was way too slow! You're too slow!
So the killer brought the kitchen knife out of the kitchen. Wow, that's a shock.
I guess. It kind of makes sense it disappeared from the kitchen.
But that's a little weird. If the killer used a kitchen knife, then there's a contradiction.
What are you talking about?
Oh, wait. I think I know. But why is Akane talking in circles? Obviously, at the time of the crime, Akane should know that it's contradictory that the killer took a kitchen knife from there. Then the reason is...
Where is it? Tyra. Look it out.
Akane, the contradiction is because you were...
that screwed me up for a second. Where there's no spaces there, I was like, timer, what? No.
Because you were in the kitchen at nighttime, right?
Yeah, that's it, Yuki.
What? What does that even mean?
Ray, didn't you say you weren't gonna meddle?
I said I wouldn't help. I didn't say I wouldn't raise a question, asshole.
Oh, sorry.
Akane told me she was cooking in the kitchen near the end of nighttime.
Cooking?
Yeah, I'm sure because I remember I splashed oil on my clothes and wiped them off in the bathroom. Oh, that happened. Wait, if Tyra was still in the... If Akane was still in the kitchen at that point, then how did the culprit take the knife from the kitchen without bumping into her?
Also, that's not all that's weird. Akane said it was around nighttime, but Kizuna's death was at 9:30, written in the Monokuma file.
Akane, I'm asking just in case. You're the last person who was in that area. Did you put all the knives in place before you left the kitchen?
Yes, I used them when I was cooking myself, so I would have had to, for sure.
Wait, what? Then the knife that was used in the crime... Akane, if you checked all the knives in the kitchen, that doesn't make any sense.
That's why I called it a contradiction.
If you think about it, do you think it's just not a kitchen knife then? No, there are only kitchen knives in the kitchen. The second floor was open and I've been searching all the places there ever since.
But when everyone started investigating, didn't Mikako say she saw the kitchen knife disappear?
The knife used as a weapon. Kitchen. That's correct.
Well, which one is it?
Tsurugi, didn't you know? Or don't you know?
Sure, it's a contradiction. You don't even have to think about the ridiculous story of using another knife out of nowhere. Tsurugi worked hard, and now we're all finished. But there's only one way to solve this problem.
Really? How?
Very simple, in fact. Akane, you're lying right now.
Huh? What?
Now wait, why does it have to be that way? Isn't it obvious? The Monokuma file doesn't lie. If the time of death is sure to be 9:30 and the kitchen knives were only from the kitchen, the order of events has to be that the kitchen knife was taken from the kitchen, then killed Kizuna Tomori. These two facts are proven with certainty. So, what does Akane Taira mean? What proves this woman was cooking in the kitchen?
Now, wait a minute. What are you trying to say?
Akane, I'm in doubt. Were you with someone? Yes or no?
I was alone.
I can't believe someone without witnesses. Anyone can use any alibi if they're just talking.
Oh no. Wait a minute. Why is everyone looking at me all of a sudden? I was really in the kitchen, you guys.
But if Akane's words are true, then the whole thing doesn't make sense.
Akane, did you lie? Oh, why did you lie? Don't tell me.
Yeah, Akane is the culprit. Why am I the culprit? What reason would there be for me to kill Kizuna? There's nothing.
I got it. She kept ignoring your persuasions and invitations. Did you bear a grudge?
Funny, really, because Kizuna might have ignored us a lot, but in the end she accepted us. The murder happened after that.
I concede you may not be the killer. Still, to say you were in the kitchen has to be a lie. So why are you lying like this?
No, it's not a lie.
Akane, tell me honestly. I really want to believe you, that you're not the culprit. So, then why are you lying to us?
Okay. Dun 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 dun. Wait, I can't tolerate Akane being the culprit without corroboration.
But I'm not trying to blame her. It just doesn't make any sense if her words are true.
No, there is a case where Akane's words can be proven to be true enough.
What?
It seems you haven't realized, and since you haven't, let me show you. The fact that Akane never lied. Okay. Counter argument showdown. Don't read and proceed. These are great. I'll remember. I'm pretty sure you just... Broken window, Tsurugi's testimony, blood traces. What? If Akane's words are true... When Tamori died in the kitchen, the knife was somewhere else. It's this simple. As soon as they killed Tamori, they put the knife back in the kitchen. The time of death is 9:30. You can't use the knife before that. There's no explanation other than this.
No, but that's still a contradiction. Did you forget? Kizuna's fatal injury. I mean, it's not hard to think the death wasn't instant. In other words, the time of Kizuna's death is almost consistent with the time the knife had to be there.
Something like that. You don't know that. In fact, even at such a time of death, there would be individual differences. Once the problem is solved, the rest... After Akane left the kitchen, the culprit returned to the power room, took the knife, and stabbed Kizuna's body. Even if Akane's words are true, I have to respond somehow.
Akane left the kitchen when she went to the bathroom to wash her clothes and hands. After that, she must have heard the body discovery announcement to go to the power room. But after Akane left the kitchen, could she pick up the knife and return from the power room to the kitchen? Think carefully. Obviously, Ayame's argument has a contradiction. I got this. I think I know where that's from. I've been looking at text-based stuff like this in preparation for, one of these days trying to make one of these games myself. And one of the funny things is that in order to, change the text color in RPG Maker and all that stuff, you put in, a clause, if you know what I mean. So it's likely they just didn't put spaces behind the brackets on a few of these, and that's why it does this. Despite the fact that, if you just looked at the line of text, it probably looked normal, but, yeah. So, if Akane's way... What do I have? Why can't I shift off the blood traces? Is it a different button here? Oh, I activated sticky keys. Is it a different button? Uh-oh. That's not good. I don't remember what the button is, then. Oh, it's just up and down. No, it's left and right. That's weird. Broken window. After Akane left the kitchen, turned the power room. Well, I'm pretty sure it's that one. And I'm pretty sure it's either Tsurugi's testimony about her coming with Mikako or the freaking window somehow. But just because it's got the different text. That's the only reason I'm thinking that. Because did they throw the knife through the window? Is that what they're trying to get at? It seems like this one we actually do have to progress. I'm going to try the window. I'm going to try to meta this. I would not have chosen that otherwise, though, so we'll see. Oh, I don't even know which button is the big Omega slice. It's shift, okay. Okay, that's not it. Okay, thank goodness. Because I have no idea where that's going then. Oh, I died. Well, now I can read the instructions again, because apparently I forgot. No thanks. Is there a speed up button? I think. No, you just gotta alternate. Da 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 da. Too slow response.
No, I don't think I can access the menu. Maybe before we start the battle here I can, but... Oh, this will give me a chance. Okay, this is good. So, what ones did I have here? The broken glass window. It was broken. There was a person on either side of the entrance to the power room. Nobody could have escaped. Oh, okay. So is the point being that in the first section they couldn't have left with the knife to put it back so that whoever could see it and then bring it back up? Is that what it's supposed to be? I'm really not sure. What is Tsurugi's testimony? There it is. Time of the incident, around 9 o'clock, Ayame shouted that the control room was on fire. There was a sound of glass breaking, and when he entered, he saw Kazuna's body at the end of the room. It doesn't specifically say anything about the knife, but it's possible. And then what was the last thing? I was totally discounting it, so I don't remember. I'm really not sure. Wasn't that... Was it her testimony? No. The thing I'm actually supposed to present here is this, though, right? Yeah, okay. So, I think it is the window. I just think it's on the other thing. Hard to say, but I think that's probably the case. Okay, come on. Nope. No more speeding up than this, so... How long have I been recording already? 42 minutes already? Oh, God. That's not good. Which one is it? I love Tsurugi just standing there being like,
It's very simple, actually. You're lying to me right now. You're lying boldly to my face. Why are you doing that? I don't understand.
blah, blah, blah. All these sound effects. Wee, wee, wee. Here we go. Okay. Now I better read the instructions just in case so I can remember all the buttons. I think I figured most of them out, but I just wish those ones weren't sideways. I know that's how they do it in the actual game, but like they're somehow easier to... Yeah. Shift key. Yep. Okay. Left and right arrow keys. It's like a non-stop debate, but not really. Because I'm so confused by the... I guess it was probably just easier to code this way, if anything, but... I'm just confused why they wouldn't make shift to switch bullets in both cases. You know what I mean? Why is shift slice in this version when it's just Z in the other version? When Kazuna died, the knife was in the kitchen. Then it's simple. As soon as they killed Kazuna, they put the knife back. Time of death was 9:30. You can't use the knife before that. I'm gonna try this, see if it works. No, okay. That's fine, I'll lose a heart on that. Like he can just go crazy. Go stupid. She's like, whoa. What are you doing? Oh, it's blood traces. I don't think it can be that either. It's not hard to think her death wasn't instant. In other words, the time of Kazuna's death is almost consistent with the time of using the knife. You don't know that. True. In fact, even at such a time of death, Kazana said there'd be individual differences. Once that problem is solved, the rest... After Akane left the kitchen, the culprit returned to the power room with the knife. Okay, yeah. It's Sarugi saying people were guarding the scene. Nobody could have come and done that. I have to get used to the fact that I've got time to read all that. I don't have to, like, cut them down so fast. But
Ayame, I'm sorry, but there's a contradiction in that logic.
What are you talking about? Isn't it possible to commit a crime while proving... It isn't possible to commit a crime while proving Ayame's... Akane's words.
Ayame, you mean the killer took the knife out from the kitchen right after Akane left the kitchen to wash her clothes. And then they ran straight to the power room and put the knife back in Kazuna's body.
Yes, if you moved quickly enough, it's quite possible to do so in less than 3 minutes from the kitchen to the power room.
Fast isn't the problem. Did you forget, Ayame? By the time nighttime began, you guys were putting out a fire in the power room. Oh. Ayame, Sarugi, Rei, and Kinji. If 4 people were in the power room and you walked in with an object that stands out like the kitchen knife, it couldn't be missed, even if hidden in plain sight. In other words, even if Akane secretly managed to pull the knife out of the kitchen, it's absolutely impossible to enter unnoticed to the control room to stab the knife onto the body.
I can't. Thanks for the explanation, Yuki. Thanks to you, you saved me a lot of trouble. Like he said, Ayame, I understand that you're a close friend to Akane. Unfortunately, if her words are true, there'd be an absolute contradiction appearing in her testimony.
Akane, speak up. Tell them your mind. Did you lie? Can I say one more important detail in this? When the current body discovery announcement showed up, the 4 of us who put off the fire and the 6 in the student dormitory confirmed each other, so there's an alibi for all of us. But Akane Taira and Makako Kurikawa, you 2 are the only ones without alibis. Well, this much has been what's proven so far.
Then, Akane really killed Kazuna?
No! I am not the real killer!
Akane?
Really? The kitchen knife thing? I really don't know. Maybe I was mistaken. But I'm really not the culprit. I didn't kill Kazuna.
Akane, really? Can I trust you?
But how do you explain that when you don't have an alibi? If you don't have one, it means that either you or Mikako are the culprit. You're the most potential suspect in every way.
Is it so weird to cook alone and go to the bathroom? I just happen to be alone.
Akane, tell the truth, and if you're not guilty, prove your innocence.
Is Akane really the culprit? Certainly, even without an alibi, there is 1 or 2 places in doubt. Was Akane really with Tomori or Kazuna? No, I can't just doubt it yet. Not until all these riddles are solved. I have to think of what's been missing in this entire premise so far.
And spin to win.
We are spinning, we are winning, spin, win. 3 is testimony. Burned fuse line, glass shards. Boom, 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 boom. Alright.
Akane is the...
What? Chinese culprit. What does that mean?
I am not.
Akane doesn't have an alibi. Since when?
Haru and I said 8:30 p.m. That's what I think.
Then there's no alibi for about an hour and 30 minutes with the witness missing. That'd be enough time to kill a person, and for the fire.
I did not!
But what was the fire for?
Good question.
There was a lot of confusing things at the scene. Lighters and flashlights, fuse lines, etc. If Akane doesn't have an alibi, would she really be able to obtain these all? She'd have to obtain all this, wouldn't she?
Although Akane doesn't have an alibi, could she have procured the tools used in the crime? Let's think again when the tools were missing.
Was Teruya in the room at the time? I do not remember. I do not. I did not. Okay, well, it's not that. It's got to be either Teruya's testimony on Haru's statement or this burned fuse line somewhere. 8:30 p.m. That's what I think.
There's no alibi for an hour and 30 minutes. I think you could kill in that time, right?
I did not kill her! I did not!
What was the fire for? Yeah, I'm like really confused, man. What's going on?
Lighters, flashlights, fuse lines. Would she be able... Yeah, okay, that is it.
Wait, Haruhiko, that's impossible!
What? You mean about Akane procuring the tools for the crime?
Yes, Akane has no alibi for the time being. I won't try to deny that. But in bringing the tools, there's a contradiction.
Hurrah! That's a certain alibi. I need to hear this.
The reason I know this is because of a fact that somebody told me. Right, Teruya?
Me again? Wow, I'm popular. Huh?
Teruya knew it. The lighter and fuse disappeared since late night.
Gone? From where?
My guess would be the antique shop again.
Teruya mentioned that he went to the antique shop every day. After Kyoka's incident, the antique store was filled with most of the dangerous items. So, after nighttime on the second day, the things used in this case suddenly disappeared from there, as Teruya said.
Oh, that's it. That's right. I did check on him.
So, are you saying the killer took the tools late at night on the second day?
That would be the case, unless Teruya is also lying. No lie. It's true, man. Hey, the second day, Teruya, that was almost 2 days ago. So why didn't you tell us back then, knowing what kind of scheme was made when Kyoka was... I'm sorry. At that time, I wasn't able to figure things out. It could have been my own mind playing tricks on me, so I wasn't really sure. Well, if you're sure the tools were gone then, the killer took the tools in the middle of the night on the second day. That is what happened so far, if my understanding is correct. May I ask, why does that help Akane and something like that?
Why Teruya's testimony becomes Akane's alibi. It's because Akane can't go to the antique store on that night. Right. Keiji probably doesn't know about the three who weren't with Tsurugi. Only the rest of us do. So, we know Akane couldn't go to the antique store that night.
The reason is... Okay, but... that's assuming you follow the rule.
Akane couldn't bring the tools that night Because of the nighttime rule, of course.
Nighttime rule? Wait, what?
If it's the nighttime rule, it's what Tsurugi decided, right? To not come out of our rooms late at night after 10 o'clock.
When did you decide that?
Rei and Kinji have no choice but to know now. Because, well, the group decided when you weren't there.
Oh, wait, that's it! If we don't come out of our rooms at night, that means that all the rest... means it's true for all of us, except Rei and Kinji, who were out on their own. They could have come and gone whenever they wanted at nighttime.
Yes, in other words, Akane was also in the time frame for an alibi late at night.
Yeah, I never came out of my room at night.
Wait a minute, that's no alibi at all.
Huh?
That late nighttime rule isn't a rule set by Monokuma, is it? So what makes you think it's a genuine rule? You don't get killed for breaking it, and there's no evidence if you did, correct?
That's...
I'm sorry, but I have to think the same thing. Even if Akane followed the rules faithfully, it's no different from before without proper evidence.
Oh man, snap.
Then, does that mean... No. With that rule, Akane's alibi should be enough.
Tsurugi?
Oh, what is this now? Until now you've been pushing Akane Taira, but now you're on her defense? Don't tell me you're defending your own rules now. Your own self-made rules.
Surely not. I know the laxity.
Is that a word?
This rule has.
It's lax?
Of course. Like Rei said, it wasn't a formal rule, and it was decided by all of us, so there's no problem for breaking it.
What? To break it? Isn't that actually helping a culprit? Oh no, Tsurugi! Did you suggest such a thing even though you knew this would happen?
Sorry I kept this a secret from you guys. Actually, I did some work on your private rooms.
Oh my god. It's a security state. Tsurugi's big brother.
Work?
Indeed. Every late night I put a thin thread on the door of your private rooms.
Thread?
What does that mean then?
In fact, it's pasted so that it passes between the wall connecting the door and the door frame. If you do this, the tape will break when the door is opened, and the thread will break as well.
So, if the thread was broken, it would sound an alarm of sorts if someone opened the door.
Now, I've been watching late at night every day this way. As each nighttime starts, I put a new thread on, and I've gotten up earlier than anyone else in the morning to check out if any of the threads were cut. So, I can guarantee you, Akane's never been out of her room in a single of the past nights, past 10 p.m.
Huh. Did you do that? Then you know who exactly left their room on the night the tools were gone.
No. Unfortunately, I didn't find that out.
What do you mean you couldn't figure it out? You mean you couldn't confirm that the thread was broken?
No. It's because no one has broken the thread.
What? That means... You mean no one left the room late at night on the second day?
To be precise, the rest except Mikaro... To be precise, no one except maybe Rei, Kinji, or Kazuna. Those three were an exception.
Then that means one of those three was able to get the tools at that time. However, Kazuna's already dead, so it's either Rei or Kinji as the culprit.
Don't make such rash judgments. I swear I would not commit a murder.
Now, wait a minute, Tsurugi. What does it mean for us to have a thread on the door as a secret?
What do you mean? I explained it as a device to check if you came out of your rooms.
Not like that. It's as if you couldn't trust us at all. I mean, you were spying on us without saying a word.
Akane's right, Tsurugi. You don't believe in us at all, do you?
It's not my reality to believe or not to believe. This is just my nature, my own personality. I'm basically always suspicious of everyone other than me.
Why is that your nature?
What's with the expressions of disapproval? I proved Akane's alibi thanks to the threat on the door, right? Reasoning itself. Without my reasoning, it would be impossible. Unless you're basically suspicious of all others.
Tsurugi, you really... Stop! Why do you keep trying to fight? This isn't the time right now. While we were doing this, Sayami's leg.
Everyone calm down, even without thinking about my legs. How many times is this going to repeat itself already? It's not too late to cover up your disputes even after the trial is over. So just focus on the case, please.
Okay.
So, is it just me and the priest who eventually took the tools?
For now, I think so.
Well, I wouldn't say that exactly. It's one of those old reverse murders, isn't it? But isn't that funny? You guys, all the others are suspicious, but Tsurugi is not at all.
What?
I'll say this again. No matter how much you claim Akane Taira was in the kitchen, it's useless without evidence. Did you really prove, Tsurugi Kinjo? That you're a person who attaches thread to a door? Where's the evidence that confirms your actions?
So, Tsurugi?
If you think he's the culprit, in all situations he can sleep at will. Why is Tsurugi Kinjo not suspicious then? Right, because if he's lording over all the evidence, why can we not... How can we say that he's not forging evidence?
You think I'm the culprit now?
Well, I'm just talking of all our possibilities. But you know there's no evidence in your words, don't you?
If that's the case, then there's no evidence for Teruya's testimony either, right? The only one who checked those items was him. And even though it was gone on the second day, we have no way to find out if that's true.
Oh, what in blazes?
You can't even believe in me now?
One moment. If Teruya
Sorry.
If Tsurugi or Teruya's words are false, isn't Akane's alibi also false?
Wait, what? I swear I'm telling the truth here.
Everyone is in disarray. It's like they're trying to look for more reasons to distrust each other, even more so than in Kyoka's trial. Has our trust started to break? I don't want this outcome, but I'm powerless on my own.
Enough. Considering the true or falsehood of testimony will change nothing. I believe the testimonies that have already been pointed out are testimonies worth considering. I'd like to approach this from the other side.
Mikako?
Mikako, I think this is the first time you've said more than one sentence.
She's right, you guys. Don't mind the trivial things. A lot of time has already passed. We have to focus on the idea of finding the culprit.
As soon as you finish, it'll be daybreak. I'm already half asleep right now.
You shut up.
Okay.
Yes, it seems we're so enthusiastic about the killer being a liar. Like Mikako said, let's turn around halfway back and move on. Okay, I think that's a good idea, because I also want to avoid making discord with all of you.
Do whatever you want.
To go around halfway, carry the 5. You mean talking about the identity of the criminal? Are you going to put the rest of it aside for a while? Either way, whether Akane lied or not, we don't have any evidence, so it doesn't really matter who's right now. Let's try to solve this mystery from another angle.
All right, that's fine too. The more urgent it is, the more necessary it is to go back to.
But even if we go back, what do we do first? Basically the same as before. Don't you guys recall? The most important thing in this case is the dead body. But, aside from the culprit, tell me what other doubts you have about it. The path towards the outline of the culprit will look more natural that way.
The body. Kizuna's body was the most important clue. Let's recall in my memory how her body looked.
Alright. This is probably the last minigame I'm going to do. I'm going to have to play through all of this again. Bloody cause, stomach wound, blood marks, entrance. Entrance at the entrance. I gotcha.
Hey, it's me. How Jamori was killed. Let's think about it.
I thought of that before, but to start, it's the knife, right?
Yes, the Monocluma file clearly points this out.
Kizuna was dead in the control room. Why did she go to such a place? There isn't even any lights. It is possible the killer moved the body.
Anyhow, Kizuna, in some way, ended up in the switch room. Without a chance to resist, instant death with a knife it must have been.
Okay. Well, instant death with a knife. That's not true. It is the stomach wound. Whoops, I turned on sticky keys again. See, that's the problem with it being shift. Okay. Da 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 da. There were no lights. Oh, dude. How the killer could have moved the body. But how would they have moved the body if everybody was there? Well, I guess they could have moved the body, then started the fire, and then everybody was there. That's fair.
You're an idiot, Teruya! Teruya, that's not it.
And I guess we'll find out how wrong Teruya really is next time. Oh, how I wish this game let me save in the middle of a trial. So sad. Although I think that was a problem Danganronpa had up to Danganronpa 2, wasn't it? I remember doing, like, really long play sessions of Danganronpa 2 for the trials. Especially the last trials in Danganronpa 1 and 2. So I can't really fault him, but man... Straw 2 system. A godsend. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy, perhaps you will leave a like on the video for me. It's like a tip for a wonderful service. And, you know, you can subscribe if you aren't and you want to keep up with the series. You know, YouTube stuff. If you made it this far in the video, type,
Teruya, you idiot!
I guess it'd be, Teruya, you're an idiot!
And yeah, that's pretty much it. I do like that, I like that this trial is like a... It started with Tsurugi and Rei being on the same page, and I think as it goes on, they're going to slowly drift apart very, very far again, which will be interesting. Will be interesting to see. Also, Rei doesn't know who did it this time, so it's kind of annoying that she's being so obtuse about it. Like in the first trial, she's like, really? A ball? I wonder. But in this one, it's like, how could she know? I don't know. Anyway, yeah. Bye. See you later.